Hey guys, welcome back. I just wanted to show you how to install Maker into your show file. It doesn't matter if you already have a show file or if you haven't started a show file yet. Maker is extremely flexible with whatever show file it's in. It just needs space to do its work, and and for you installing it, you just need a game plan of keeping that allocated space just for Maker to do its work. So without further ado, the first thing that you want to do is actually go over and make a sequence, just any sequence with a name that I called service content, which later we can name it anything we want. But for now, just make a sequence, call it whatever you want, and then make all of your generic cues. So like walk-in, video, communion setup, announcements, message, close, all that, like not so much a song that you want to import a cue in with Maker, but more of just like a one cue kind of thing. That's all of that's just going to go on this one sequence. Once you have that, then you can go over to whatever web browser and then go over to this GitHub link, where you can hit this green button and click the download zip. We'll save this file, and I'm just going to put it over in my download folder. And from there, I will go over to File Explorer, and I'll have two windows open. I'll just have my my zip file, and then also I'm gonna go all the way over to the directory for plugins. This is for on PC. If you have a USB stick, you can also you probably already know how to do it, but as long as you have it, I'll just re-say it if you don't. If you have a USB stick, make a folder called GMA2, and then in that folder make another folder called plugins, all lowercase, and then in that, what we're going to dump in is, we're going to unzip this Grandma2 file, or Grandma2 Maker file, whatever. We're going to unzip it, and then we're going to drag it over to that plugin folder. So for you guys using a USB stick, it's going to be on the USB stick. For me, I'm just going to put it directly into my on PC plugin directory, which for you guys, you can just copy and paste or retype whatever's on here, and it should get you to the right place. Cool. So now we have that all situated. Now we're going to jump over to our grandma screen, and then from here we're gonna make some decisions, and you might want to grab a piece of paper, just to type out what you want to, I guess, save, or keep in mind for numbers. I You know what, we'll install these plugins first, and then I guess I'll talk about them while whatever's going on. So let's go ahead. We're gonna create a window, and we're gonna go to System and then Plugins. Oh, let me delete all of these plugins. Delete through 22. Okay, and then for you, probably you're gonna have an empty plugin pool. So we're just going to hit the next available one. It's not going to be 1. I don't think 1 you can delete, but we'll go over to 2. We'll hit the import button over here. And then you're going to be prompted up to this screen. You can see on the select drive, I'm an internal. That was in this directory. This is what, when I hit import, this is what internal's looking at. It's just looking at this folder. So you'll see there's a couple in there. I can also select, I don't have a USB stick, but if I hit this button, it would also show if I had a USB stick, or if I had multiple versions of Grandma 2 on my computer, it would show all those plugin folders. But we just have the internal, so we'll click on the GMA2 Maker folder. And then from here you'll see 3 folders. If you looked at the website, it's just going to look exactly like how the website was. And then even the website will show even just names of everything. Or more information about the plugins, but we'll hit, maybe it's on another screen. Oh yeah, it's on this screen. The first plugin that we're going to install is in the settings folder. We're going to hit the settings XML file, and then we're going to exit out of that, and then we're going to import another bunch of files from the manager folder over to the manager.xml file, and that's going to put in a bunch more. Go to the next available empty slot, import, and then it kind of gets tedious after this. We're going to import maker. We're going to import adder. The reason everything's separated at this point is just so in case you don't want to use adder in your show file. I've had like some rooms where I don't feel comfortable giving people adder because they might not know how to use it, or it's kind of complicated to teach them. But that's why they're kind of all separated, and eventually later on there might even be more add-ons to put into your system. So I just want you guys to get familiar with how to do this whole process. But at least if you want a full-fledged plugin suite with all of its bells and whistles, I would just install every single plugin. And we're going down to its last one, and some of you might be thinking on the YouTube video, if it's your first time watching this video, that I missed one. I didn't. I did it in a very specific order. So I did the settings plugin. I imported that first, and then I don't care about the rest of the plugins. They can be in any order that they want, but the very last plugin that has to be in your pool is this caller .xml file. So these 3 plugins have to be in front of the rest of all these plugins, and then this caller plugin has to be at the very end. So even if you want to move it all the way over here, that's great too, as long as they're kind of like encapsulated. And then eventually it probably would be nice to leave a little space right here in case we add more plugins later on to the Grandma 2 plugin suite. It doesn't hurt just to leave that space, but as long as you have that caller plugin at the very end, you're golden.